Welcome back from an ad break. Now let us recap on what we have covered already. Looking at our concept map, we have determined and calculated different concepts in the financial document whereby we were given the figures. Read, analyze, and interpret information in the statement according to the given context. And lastly, we looked at debit and credits. Now, your new terminology that you must remember the balance, that it is a difference between a credit and a debit. The opening balance, the amount of money of which is brought forward at the beginning of the accounting period. Closing balance being the amount of funds available at the end of the accounting period. Remember that the opening balance and the closing balance do not form part of the transactions because there will be no change in your bank balance. Then we have a credit. It's the amount deposited into an account, as well as a debit, amount being taken out of the account. Then we looked at a stop order, of which is an agreement between two parties to make a series of future dated recurring payments. The banking fees, the amount of money charged on transaction in an account. We also looked at the transactions, of which is any activity happening in your account, and it will make a slightly change in the banking balance. And we have a period, of which it can be a time frame, of which it's the time taken to pay back a loan or an investment to accumulate an interest. Then we also looked at the negative value, of which is the money that is owed to the bank or on debits. Right, so you must always remember you should answer questions according to the given context, meaning you should always be relevant. You should also calculate number of days on the statement, starting with the day that appears until the last day that appears on the statement. So you make sure that whatever days that appears, you start with that day and you end with the day that also appears on the statement. And you should also know that it is very important to be able to differentiate between the credit and the debits. Now we have a challenge question here. It says the bond options are provided on the table for the first-time buyers. The house is worth 1,450,000, and you are to use the table and answer the questions that follow. So remember, every time you are dealing with a financial document, you need to start by analyzing and make sense of what is given before you. Then from there, you will also have to calculate the value of A and B, of which it's on number A. Number B, you'll have to calculate the total monthly service fee over 20 years for the Investec. C, identify the initial fee for Investec Bank. And lastly, calculate the total monthly repayment for the FNB Bank. So that will be your challenge question. Now we have come to the end of our lesson. I hope now you can be able to interpret and make sense of a financial document. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again next time.